Hello, this is Algebra 1, Lesson 3, and this lesson covers perimeter and circumference. Alright, so perimeter. Perimeter is measures the distance around something. So basically perimeter is like a fence. So if you were buying fencing for an area and you wanted to measure all the sides, you're finding the perimeter. Alright, so this one is 3.1. It says find the perimeter of this figure. All angles are right angles and dimensions are in inches. Alright, so the main thing on this is we want to make sure that we are counting every single side, and all we have to do is add them all up. So for perimeter, you just add all your sides. Alright, so we'll just write them down. So this big one right here is 15, and I like to make a little mark to let myself know that I've counted that side. This one is 9. This one's 4. This one's 5, another 5, and a 3. Now, if you'll notice, I'm missing some sides. We're missing this one and this one, so we have to figure out the lengths of those. Well, if this one over here is 9, then this one is 9 as well. Okay, so that's 9, because those are square corners. Because this is 5 right here, and this is 5. So that means that those have to be the same. Now the other one we're missing is right here. If this is 15, we could take off this 4 and this 3, and that'll tell us what this middle part is. So 15 minus 4 would be 11, and then minus 3 more would be 10, 9, 8. Okay, then we're going to add all those together. And I like to find my 10s, so that's 10, and 3 and 4 is 7. 7 and 7 is 14, so 7 and 8 would be 15, so that's 25, 30, 39, 38, oh, and then 9 more, 8 and 8 is, let's see, 39 plus 9 would be 48. Carry my 4 plus 1 is 5, 58. And it says my dimensions are in inches, so the answer is 58 inches. Alright. Circumference is the perimeter of a circle. So there's a couple of terms that we need to know when we're finding perimeters of circles. First of all is a radius. Radius is the distance from the center of the circle, so right here, to any point on the circle. So right there, this is going to be a radius. It radiates out from the center, okay? And it could go anywhere, like it could go from there to there. That would be a radius. 2 radiuses make a diameter. So diameter basically goes all the way across the circle, and it has to go through the center point. So here's our center point, right? And there's one radius on this side and another radius on that side. So that makes a diameter. Okay, so when we're talking about the circumference of a circle, it's the distance all the way around. And that is always going to be 3 diameters plus a little bit more, 0.14. So 3 and this distance right here is what we call pi, and we write that as pi. And pi is 3. This is the symbol that we use for pi. And it's 3.14159 blah, blah, blah. We're just going to use 3.14. And that is the symbol for pi right there. And that just means the distance around your circle as compared to radiuses. Alright, so we'll use 3.14 for pi. And to find pi, we have 2 different formulas that we can use, and you need to memorize these. Definitely write them down in your book somewhere or in your notes. For circumference, we can use either pi d or 2 pi r. So if it gives us the diameter, we just multiply the diameter times pi. If it gives us the radius, we multiply it times pi, the radius times pi times 2. Alright, so here's a question. The radius of a circle is 3 centimeters. Find the circumference of the circle. So we've got a radius, so we need to use this one because it's in terms of radius. So it's 2 pi r is our formula. So we've got 2 times pi, which is 3.14, times r, which is 3. So it told us our radius is 3. Okay, and we just got to multiply these all together. So I'm going to do 3 times 2 is 6 first, and then I'm going to say 3.14. So that would be 6 times 3.14. And remember, multiplying, it doesn't matter which order you do it in. Times 6. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 1 is 6, 7, 8. 6 times 3 is 18. 18.84 would be our circumference. And it says centimeters, so we're going to say centimeters. So that's how you solve for circumference. The circumference of a circle is 24 meters. Find the radius of the circle. Okay, so for this one, we're kind of going backwards. So we need to use our formula, and it is pi. It's 2 pi r, right, is our formula. So we've got our circumference. That would be C equals, circumference equals 2 pi r. So C of the circle is 24 meters. Find the radius of the circle. Well, if C is 24, we can just put our 24 where C is equals 2 pi times the radius. And we're trying to get radius by itself. So what I'm going to do is divide both of these sides by 2. Right, because I was times 2. To get rid of that, I'm going to divide by 2. 24 divided by 2 would be 12 equals pi r. Okay, and then we're going to have to divide by pi. Or we could go ahead and change pi into 3.14. So 12 equals 3.14 r. So we're going to divide by 3.14. So we're going to write 12 divided by 3.14. Give ourselves some room there. I'm going to say 3. 3 times 4 is 12. You can use a calculator on these, actually. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. Well, that didn't work out. Let me see. I need to move that over. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3, 4. 3 times 3 is 9. There we go. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 4 is 5. 11 minus 9 would be 2. 2, 5, 8. Actually, I don't need that decimal point. And then we're going to add another 0. That was my problem. Okay. All right. And that is going to be 8. And I'm just going to look at the book, and that's the answer. Use a calculator when it comes to these. So just the main thing you need to know is that you have to divide by 2, and then you have to divide by pi. Okay? So 3.82 meters is going to be the answer for that one. Alright, next one says find the perimeter of this figure. Dimensions are in inches. Okay, so for this one we have to find the perimeter. Remember, perimeter is a fence that goes all the way around. So we've got to make sure we get all our sides. Alright, so this one is 10 down here. So that means up here is probably 10. Yep, because these square corners, those are equal lengths. So we've got 10 and 10 more. Now we need to figure out this one right here. If this is 3 from there to there, that means right here would be 3. And right here would be 3. And 3 plus 3 is 6. So that one's 6. Now we have to find this rounded part right here. Okay. So to do that, we're going to need to find half a circle whose circumference, or whose radius is 3. So radius is 3 right there. So we're going to say 2 pi r, right? But we only need half of that, so divide by 2. That means we just need pi r, right? Because we only want half of the circle. And pi is 3.14, and our r is 3. So we're just going to multiply that out. 3.14 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3, 4. 3 times 3 is 9, 9.42. And then we're just going to add those up. 20, 29, 35. Oops. 35.42, and that says dimensions are in inches. And there's our answer. Okay, so on these you have to use pi r to find half a circle instead of 2 pi r, because 2 pi r is the whole circle. Find the perimeter of this figure. Dimensions are in feet. Alright, so for this one, we've got 6 right here, but we don't know how long that bottom piece is. And we don't know how long this is. So to figure out the bottom, we need to know this piece right here, right, plus this piece. Okay, if this radius right here is 4, that means right here would be 4, and right here would be 4, so that whole thing is 8. So if we add together 6 and 8, we're going to get 14. We'll just put that right there. That means this bottom is 14. Actually, I don't need that. Okay, there we go. So we've got 6 up here, and our bottom is 14. We'll go ahead and put that on our list. Erase all my stuff here. Okay. All right, I've used that. Okay. Now I need to know what this side is right there. This part. Okay. If this is 5 right here, that means this piece right here is also 5, and this piece right here is also 5, so those two together would be 10. So that one's 10. Alright, now I just need my rounded parts, because I've counted here, and I've counted here, and I've counted here, so I just need this rounded part here, and this rounded part here. Alright, I'm going to do this one that's 5 first, so that would be, our formula for circumference is 2 pi r, but we only need half the circle, so we can divide by 2, so it's just going to be pi r. Alright, so pi is 3.14, and we're multiplying that times our radius, which is 5. 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 1 is 5, 6, 7, 3 times 5 is 15, 15.7. And then this one is 4, so we're going to do 3.14 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 1 is 4, 5, 3 times 4 is 12, 1256. And then we're just going to add those up. It's 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 58.26 feet, because our dimensions are in feet. And that's how you do that one. Alright, go ahead and pause the video and work those practice problems, and then I'll come back and work them for you. Alright, so hopefully you paused the video and worked out all the practice problems. It's very important that you do that, especially on ones where we don't do it in class and you just watch the video. Alright, so we're going to start with A. The length of a rectangle is 10 centimeters. The width of the rectangle is 5 centimeters. Find the rectangle. Whenever it gives you one like this, it's kind of helpful to draw a diagram of it. So it tells us that our length is 10 centimeters. So I'm just going to draw. That's terrible drawing right there. Try again. I'm just going to draw a rectangle. It's kind of sloppy. Good enough. 10 centimeters, and our width is 5. So that means 5 right here. If that's 10, then this has to be 10, and if that's 5, this has to be 5. So we just add them all together. 10 and 10 and 5 and 5. And we're going to get 10, 20, 30. And that's centimeters. So 30 centimeters should be your answer. centimeters. All right, next one. B, the perimeter of a square is 12 meters. What's the length of one side of the square? Okay, so if we have a square, that means that all the sides have to be the same. Try to draw this without getting too wobbly. Okay, so all of our sides have to be the same. And this says that it equals 12. Well, we have 4 sides, right? Half of 12 would be 6, and then half of that would be 3. So if we had 3, 3, 3, and 3. See, we just divided by 4 because that's how many sides we have. So if we added all those up, 3 plus 3 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the answer is 3 meters. Easy peasy. All right, next one. Find the perimeter of this figure. All angles are right angles and dimensions are in kilometers. Okay. All right, so on the bottom we have 12. And on this side we have 5. And then we've got another 5 right there. And this one is 2. So this one's probably 2 as well. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a trick. We would have to find this right here. But we know that if we add this, and this, and this, it's going to have to make 12. So I don't even have to figure out what that is. I'm just going to mark off 1, 2, 3 spaces there and count those all as 12. It would be 12 minus 2 minus 4, which would be 6. 12 minus 2 is 10, minus 4 would be 6. Yep, so if I added 6 and 4, that's 10, 11, 12. Yes. All right, now I'm going to add these together. So I've got 5 and 5 is 10, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, that would be 18. And then 1, 2, 3, 38 kilometers is the answer for C. The radius of a circle is 5 inches. Find the circumference of the circle. All right, so this is one where we have to work backwards. And now we know our formula is 2 pi r, okay? C equals 2 pi r. And it says our radius is 5 inches. Oh, no, we don't have to work backwards. We're finding the circumference. This one's easy. All right, so we need 2 times pi times r. So we need 2 times 3.14 times r, which is 5. Okay, I could do 5 times 2 is 10. I'll do that first. So now I need 10 times 3.14. And that's super duper easy. All I have to do is move my decimal over 1. So it is 31.4 inches. So anytime you multiply by times 10, you just move your decimal over to the right, 1 space. If you multiply times 100, right, you would move it 2 spaces. If you multiply times 1,000, you would move it 3 spaces. Just count how many zeros and move to the right that many. Hopefully you guys already know that trick. All right. I think we got one more. Find the perimeter of this figure. Dimensions are in feet. Okay, so for this one, first we've got 6 right there. Okay, so we've counted this part. And this part up here would be 6 as well. And now if this is 3 from there to there, that means that from here to here would also be 3. And then from there to there would be 3. So 3 and 3 means that this side is also 6. So another 6. Now we just have to find our roundy part, right? So we need 2 pi r divided by 2 because it's not a full circle, it's only half the circle. So that means we just need pi times r. Pi is 3.14 and our r is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3, 4. 3 times 3 is 9, 9.42. And we're going to add that to our 6's. So 6 times 3 is 18, plus 9 more would be 37, 27. 27.42 feet. And that's the answer to E. All right, and that is it for lesson 3. Thanks for watching.